Maptitude includes several tools that you can use to embellish a map or to perform a quick demographic analysis. They're located here in the Drawing Tools dropdown on the standard toolbar. You can add shapes, lines, text, symbols, north arrows, or images to a map. For example, I can choose the Draw Text tool and then click on the map and enter some text here. I can also choose a font, style, and color. And on the Frames tab, I can choose how to frame the text. I'll click OK now to add the text to the map. Then I can use the pointer tool to move it, change the size, or rotate it. You can double-click the label with the pointer tool or right-click on it and choose Properties to edit the label. For example, I'm going to double-click the label and change the frame and change the angle back to 0. You can put a symbol on the map by choosing the Add Symbol tool and clicking on the map. Again, you can double-click with the pointer tool or right-click on the symbol and choose Properties to make changes to the symbol. For example, I'll make it a little larger, dark red, and change it to a star. You can draw areas with the Draw Radius, Oval, Rectangle, Rounded Rectangle, and Polygon tools. For example, I can use the Rectangle tool and drag a rectangle here, or I can use the Polygon tool and draw a shape by clicking on the map and double-clicking to finish the shape. When you use the Rectangle tools, the Polygon tool, or the Oval tool, you can change the style by right-clicking and choosing Properties. For example, I'll change this to a dashed line, set the fill style to solid, change the color, and make it mostly transparent. Use the Radius tool to draw a circle with a specific radius. As I click and drag on the map, the radius is shown here on the status bar. I'm going to right-click on this circle and choose Delete to remove it, and now this time, instead of dragging a circle on the map, I'm just going to click on the map, enter a radius in this dialog box, and click OK. Notice the circle that it adds has a radius line and a label. If I right-click and choose Properties again, I can change the border style and color, but I can also change the label size, style, color, and background here, or I can choose to hide the label with this checkbox, or hide the radius line with this one. For example, I'll uncheck this box and click OK. And now you can see that the radius line is no longer drawn. Another thing I can do with the areas that I draw on maps is to get information about the demographics for the population within the area. For example, if I want to know the information about the population within the rectangle, the light red polygon, or the 3-mile radius that I drew, I would right-click on the object, choose Export to Excel, enter a name for the Excel file, and click Save. Maptitude examines the map and creates an Excel file. The contents will depend on what layers are in your map and what country package you are using, but in this case there is a tab that shows the names of the populated places within the shape on this tab, and demographic statistics on this tab. So you can see here is the median income of the population within the 3-mile circle that I drew. Here's the population, the housing tenure, and the aggregate disposable income. Use the Line tool to draw a line on the map. Click at the starting point and any intermediate points, and double-click to finish the line. Right-click on a line and choose Properties to change the line style, to add an arrow to either end of the line, or to add a label showing the length. To add a north arrow to your map, choose this tool, and click and drag on the map where you want the north arrow to appear. Choose one of the north arrows, a color, and click OK. You can add an image to a map, such as a company logo, by choosing the Add Image tool, and again clicking and dragging a location on the map. Browse for the image file, and click Open. Use the pointer tool to move any of the items on the map. You can also shift-click or click and drag to choose more than one item. And if more than one item is chosen, you can right-click and choose Align, choose an option for aligning the items, and click OK. And that wraps up this tutorial on using the drawing tools in Maptitude.